Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I have a big planting day planned today. I am in my Best for the West garden, my orchard garden bed, and I am planning to get quite a large number of plants in, and pretty big plants too. I am obsessed with the color combination and I've just been waiting to get these in the ground. So I'm really excited about today. Jason is dropping the girls off at school and then he'll be back and he's actually going to help me today just because it's kind of a big planting day. So this is the mix of plants I have today, and the color combination that I am just loving is the purple of this Cat's Pajamas Nepeta, the chartreusey lime green of the lemon jade sedum, and then this new plant. This new plant is not available until next year. It is called Bejeweled Pink Pearls Penstemon. Isn't this stunning? I am totally loving this plant. It's been sitting over in kind of my waiting area to get things planted, and I have seen all the bees on this plant. They are drawn to this, which is really fun. So they're drawn to this one, and they're of course drawn to the Nepeta. So with these three plants together, I thought that would be so fun to plant them in kind of a combination. And then I thought, okay, well, I need a little bit of height. Well, here comes a new Baptisia. So this is Decadence Vanilla Cream 2. This is a new one for next year as well. So you can get your hands on Lemon Jade Sedum now. You can get your hands on Cat's Pajamas Nepeta. The pink pearls, Bejeweled Pink Pearls Penstemon is next year, and the Vanilla Cream 2 Baptisia is next year. But I just, oh my goodness, I am so obsessing about this color as well. And I just thought that it would work really, really well with these colors right here. So this new Baptisia, it is supposed to branch a lot more than other Baptisias, which will give it a second and a third bloom as well. It's pretty drought tolerant once it gets established, and it'll get up to about 4 feet tall. I am just loving the blooms. I just think that they are so, so very pretty. I've actually never planted Baptisia before. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. It just hasn't crossed my path at the garden center. So I'm just really excited to get this in. So my plan for planting these plants, I'm going to be putting them in this kind of area right here. I have some open spots, and so I just want to see if I can kind of fit things in. I'm gonna have to use my trusty measuring tape just to make sure that the spacing is right. But basically, if you look here, I have this whole open spot kind of as we come around here. I have one random Boom Chocolata hardy geranium right there. I had another one, but it didn't come up. I don't know what happened to it. I think it might have gotten weeded, honestly, during when somebody was weeding. So I have one random one right there. I'm going to kind of work around it and kind of try and fit everything in and see if I can get all of these plants planted. Let's see. I have 3 of the Pink Pearls Penstemon. I have 5 of the Lemon Jade Sedum, 3 of the Vanilla Cream 2 Baptisia, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 of the Cat's Pajamas Nepeta. So that's quite a lot of plants, and these plants are going to get pretty significant. So this is going to fill up a lot of this area right here. Just to go over what I already have planted, this is Paint the Town Fuchsia Dianthus. It's beautiful. I am loving this color. And then right here, this is Banana Cream 2 Shasta Daisy. So you can see it's starting to bloom. What is that? Do you guys see that? Is that a cricket? Okay, it might be a field cricket, which makes sense why I don't know what it looks like, because I've never lived in the country like this before. So if anyone knows what that creepy bug is, let me know. Anyway, so I have the Banana Cream 2, which is this yellow color. I have Iceberg Roses over there. I have the Hot and Cold Kniphofia, and then I have the Miss Molly Butterfly Bush right there. So I think it's going to be really nice to have some of these colors just kind of worked in around here, and just kind of fill it in with color. I think it'll be beautiful. I also have some Whirlwind Blue Scaevola that I know I want to get planted around this area, but I think that that's the last thing I'm going to plant. I think I'm going to plant it like in the gaps. Let me move my shadow. So you can see in front of the banana cream too, I have kind of a gap right there. So I think like in spots like that, I'll be planting the whirlwind blue scaevola. But that, I think I'm going to do that another day. I don't want to take on too much today. So Jason just drove in. I'm sure he's getting his gardening clothes on. And then we'll get the power planter auger and we'll just get started. I do definitely want to hook these up to drip today, just because I'm just trying to stay on top of the drip. And I'll try and show you all how we do that. I know I'm getting a lot of questions about how, installing drip and all that kind of stuff. I do have some really good videos, some really like step-by-step videos on installing drip irrigation, and I will link those in the description down below. But I will show you, once we get the plants in, I'll show you how we're hooking them up to drip here at this property. All right, let's get started. It's looking gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I am in love with this area. It is so beautiful. I love just the swaths of color. We've got the fuchsia here. We're gonna have yellow, like a creamy banana cream yellow right there. We have the lime green of the lemon jade sedum, the purple of the cat's pajamas nepeta, and I am just in love with the smell of nepeta. It just reminds me of gardening. Like, it just makes me feel good. The beautiful pink of the pink pearls penstemon, and then another creamy yellow of the baptisia over here. I left this spot blank right here because I want to put something tall, and okay, here's my ideal wish list. Tall, evergreen, and dark foliage. So I don't know. I got to do some research, and I got to see if there's anything like that that will be appropriate for the Best for the West garden. I definitely want evergreen, and I definitely want tall. If I can't find dark, like reddish foliage, then that's fine. Maybe like a greenish foliage. I was thinking about Wichita blue juniper, but I don't think that's really appropriate for the Best for the West garden. So I'll just have to look into it. But you can see I left a space right there for that in particular. I ended up moving that Boom Chocolata hardy geranium. It was right there. I ended up moving it, and I planted it way over in that garden bed over there where my other Boom Chocolata is. And so it's just the beautiful cat's pajamas nepeta. It looks so good. So Jason is working on irrigation right now. We're just trying to hook everything up as we go. It hasn't been happening, right, Jason?
Not exactly.
Not exactly. We're so far behind. I actually, after I finish filming this, I'm gonna go water some plants. It's ridiculous. But let me kind of show you where we're at. So basically our manifold is over there. It's over there behind the hose link, kind of around the corner. And then we have our main lines coming off of that. And our main lines are 1-inch lines, and they're kind of buried. They're under that way. And then we have a 5/8 inch tubing teen off of that, so a smaller tubing, and that comes underneath the pathway over here, and you can kind of see it above the mulch, comes all the way down, and then we've actually taken it into a big circle and connected it back to the main line over there. From each 5/8 inch tubing, you can use 5/8 inch. You can also use 1/2 inch. It just depends on what brand you purchase it from. But from each of the 5/8 inch, we teed off with a coupler. This is called a coupler. And one side goes into the 5/8 inch tubing. The other side gets connected with the 1/4 inch tubing, otherwise known as spaghetti tubing. And then at the end of that goes right up to the plant, we have an emitter. And the emitter, you choose different sizes, whether it's a ½ gallon per hour, 1 gallon per hour, 2 gallon per hour, depending on how much water your plant needs. So this is a sedum. Sedums don't need a lot of water, so we chose a ½ gallon per hour emitter to go to that sedum right there. If you were gonna do something that likes a lot of water, then you know, like a hydrangea I would choose a 2 gallon per hour emitter. The best way to do it is to put your garden on different zones and basically plant in water requirement zones. Like that's what they say is the most ideal way to do it. So basically you would have one garden bed with all high water required plants, and you would have that on one of your zones, and then you would have another garden bed that's all low water required plants, and you would have that on another zone. And then you would run the zones different amounts of time throughout the week. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to think that far ahead. I'm not going to break up plants like that based on water needs. And so what I do is I just run my drip irrigation on a regular basis. Here in California, we are very dry and we need to run it at least once a day during the summer. So I pretty much just plan on running the drip irrigation once a day, and then I adjust based on the plant's water needs purely only on my emitter size, whether it's ½ gallon per hour, 1 gallon per hour, or 2 gallon per hour. And that seems to be working pretty well for me. If a plant doesn't like it, like say the sedum was getting too much water with the ½ gallon per hour, then I might just move the emitters off of them for a while. Or if I had like a really water hungry plant, I would put two gallon per hour emitters on it. So it's not a perfect science. I get a lot of questions of people saying like, how much water would you do for a sedum? Or how much water would you do for a dianthus? And it really depends. There are so many factors. So you just kind of have to play with it. You have to make your best guess. And then you have to come back out and you have to check your plant and you have to check and see, is it getting too much water? Is it not getting enough water? And then you just have to adjust accordingly. Jason, I just thought of something to put in that spot, but it's not evergreen. A smoke bush.
Oh.
Wouldn't that look nice right there?
That's deciduous then?
Yeah, it's deciduous.
You like that?
Well,
I don't know. I like the evergreen of it.
You like the evergreen? Okay, I'll keep looking.
All right, so here's my thought. I don't want to run a 1/4 inch. So let me back up. All of that is good. All that is on
1/4
inch spaghetti tubing. There's a ½ inch or ½ inch running through. It's all good. But
it's all hooked up to drip.
Correct.
Okay.
It's all set. But to do these with spaghetti tubing, I'd have to have so much line running off of this, and it would be a really long run. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting a ½ inch here and teeing off and snaking it around through all of this.
Okay.
And probably just capping it off over here, because then we could undo it and we could extend it later if we want.
Okay, let's do that.
Also, I'll cap it off here.
Yeah.
And then run spaghetti tubing off of that to all of those.
Yeah. Can you hook up the redbud too?
Is that not?
No.
I've never watered that.
I've watered it every day for the...
I'm glad somebody did.
We are wasting our time by hand watering all these plants.
It's not good.
It's not ideal.
The more we plant, the worse it gets. So no, this is gonna be this will work, right?
Yeah.
Good. ½ inch, all there, done.
Yeah.
Good? Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go. We are not good examples for everybody. getting to midday. Everything's getting hot, but I've got everything watered in. Jason is almost done with the drip in this garden bed, which is fantastic because that means one less garden bed that I have to water every day. So this looks so good. I am so happy with it. So just as a reminder, just height-wise, the cat's pajamas gets about 14 inches tall. The lemon jade sedum gets 18 inches tall. The new bejeweled pink pearls penstemon, those get 20 inches tall. So they're all pretty low. I can't remember what the banana cream too, the height that gets, but I'll put it on the screen right now. The iceberg roses, they get about 4 feet tall, and then the baptisia gets almost 4 feet tall, I think 42 inches tall. So everything's kind of low, and that's okay, because again, I'm thinking of putting something nice and big right there, right smack in the middle. And the big question is, what am I gonna put there? So, okay, here's my 3 options that I think I'm leaning towards. One is a smoke bush or smoke tree. I think I would prune it up to be a tree, like basically limb it up the way that I've limbed up my pomegranate over there. Those can get anywhere, man, those can get up to like 15 feet tall, I think. They can actually look like a tree. So I think that'll be really pretty. I think that's some really beautiful burgundy foliage that is needed in this garden bed, but it is deciduous. It loses its leaves in the winter. So that's a drawback. Option number 2 is a serpentine cedar, a Michael Glassman's specialty. That will, it's this beautiful structural element. It's blue. It's like a silvery blue. So it's still a different color than a lot of the green in here, but it's not, I don't know. It's just, I don't think I need a blue in here. I think I need something deeper and darker in here. So that's kind of the drawback for that one. Plus it grows really slowly. And then option number 3 is getting a lemon tree. So I have 2 orange trees. I have a pomegranate tree, a fig tree, and a lime tree in my orchard, but I do not have a lemon tree. So that might be a really good spot for a lemon tree. And I would get a Myers, what's the name of that? Myers Improved. Am I saying that right? Meyer Improved. And that gets pretty tall, not huge. I think it gets like 13 to 15 feet tall. I'll put it on the screen again. And so that is a third option. And the drawback to that one is it's more green foliage. It doesn't have that contrast that the smoke bush would have. So I'd love to hear your opinion, what you think I should plant here, the smoke bush or smoke tree, the serpentine cedar, or a lemon tree. I don't know. I cannot decide. I don't know. I'm interested to see what you all think. Here's a view over this way, and I have to apologize. It's so bright out here today, I can barely see the screen of my phone, so I hope I'm giving you all a good shot of the garden bed. I'm gonna move into the shade right now. I like it. I think it looks fantastic. I'm getting really excited about this. So you can see behind me, I have a big pile of wood chips. We got a chip drop from chipdrop.com. I love it. It's free. It's good chips that are good for my soil. I'll say it again. I'm doing the no-till method where I put cardboard down and then I put 6 inches of compost and then wood chips on top. And I am loving the results of doing that to this barren property, this property that hasn't been touched in a really long time. So Jason's gonna finish up. We'll probably watch the irrigation for a while and see how it does and make sure that everything's working, and then we will start getting some of the mulch on here and making it look nice and pretty. But I'm getting hot. I'm gonna go inside. And Jason's about to go inside as well. We're gonna have a little lunch break. But I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know what you think about my centerpiece tree, my specimen tree for there, or specimen bush. I'd love to hear your opinion, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.